Okay, so this was the listing that I just tried to set up, but it didn't let me because it's having technical difficulties. So as you can see, it doesn't give me any option now to set rates and availability. So I don't know what's going on with that. But if I just set up rates and availability on another listing, another test listing, just to show you the difficulties that people are having. So the main thing we could do, we should change this word in here just to make it a little bit easier to understand. This here, calendar always visible or display calendar on click, I want it to be always visible for every single listing. So with that in mind, can we take this off this screen so that people can't see it and just leave it as always visible? Requires confirmation, that's fine. Can be cancelled, that's fine. When we go to save changes, this takes its time. Can you see there how all different options came up and then disappeared again? Let me just show you again. Say inventory variations. I don't know why that's coming up and showing. Can we get rid of that? I don't want that to show at all. Also, when we click save, it should go on to the next screen, not just bring them back to this. Shipping, I don't know why this is showing. It's a hotel booking. There is no shipping for it. That needs to go. Get rid of that. Availability. This has changed from the other day. It had base costs and block costs on it the other day, and now it doesn't. So I don't know what's changed there. Restrict start days. That's fine. We can change that. Can stay. First block starts at. We need to just change this wording to say check-in time. That should just say check-in time, so they know that that's what they're selecting. And this bit here, what's the priority for? I don't even understand what priority is. Do we need that on here? I don't know what it is, and people are asking me, and I don't know. So we should probably just get rid of that, unless it means something. And then we need some sort of explanation put in to tell the users what it is they're doing with this. We need to say to them what date ranges they're setting for. Are they setting it for when they've already got another booking through something else? Are they setting it for when the park's closed? They don't understand what this means. I understand how to work it and I know what it means, but the users don't. So we need to add something to this, really. Ideally, we could just put we could put an explanation here to say add any existing bookings to your calendar, and then they could do it that way. That would probably be okay if we did that. Again, when we click on save changes, so slow. It would be helpful if it then went on to the cost screen instead of going back to the start. Then we've got block cost and display cost. Block cost. Is this the cost per night? I think that's what that means. So we need to change this to cost per night for the whole unit. Display cost, leave blank, that's fine. And then this is confusing. They don't understand this either. So we need to put some wording in here to tell them what they're doing. So if for example we say to them, okay, in January in January, let's say for example, it's normally £100 per night, okay, and then we say, but in January we're going to do it for £80 a night. Is it based cost or is it block cost that's going to be discounted by the £20? Do I put minus £20 in here, or do I put it in here? We need to make that clearer because I don't know. And if it's block cost, then let's get rid of this. They don't need it. It's confusing to them. So let's say then that it's £20 less in January. Base cost. I'm not getting any information when I hover over that. So does that apply? I don't know. I don't understand this bit. So we need to check because I don't know what that means. Okay, save the changes. And then minimum, maximum, that's easy, that makes sense. Multiply all costs by person count. The entire cost of the booking by the person count. So that would be if we were using price per person per night. Enable us to count each person as a booking until the max. Confusing. Allow you to offer different booking costs for different types, for example, adults and children. Okay, well that kind of makes sense. We can maybe word it a bit better, but that makes sense. Then we go to save changes. Okay, so now if I go up and look at the property that I've just created, which was this one. So if you remember, I set a £20 discount for January. So should that not say from £80? Because that's what it says when you're setting it up. It says it'll display a from price, and that's not displaying a from price, is it? That's just saying £100. So if I try and book in January for one night, it's telling me it's £100, but I just set a discount of £20 for January, so that doesn't seem to work either. I don't understand why that's not worked. I'll go back in and just check that I set that up right, but I was pretty sure I had, to be honest. Rates and availability. Costs. Okay, range of months. First of all, the display cost. The cost displayed to the user at the front end. Leave it blank to have it calculated. If a booking has varying costs, this will be prefixed with the word from, so it wasn't showing from in the listing. And also, oh, it might be because I've put a plus and a minus there. That's no good. Let's take £20 off. Again, I don't know if I'm supposed to be taking off the base cost or the block cost, so I need to figure that out and make that clearer. Let's save those changes. And then view the listing. So yeah, it should say from there, from £80, because £80 is the cheapest. And for January, It's telling me it's £60, so it's obviously took the base cost and the block cost off. That's really confusing. That needs changing. It should just be taking it off once